Alright, welcome to my new web series that we're starting. It's called Reviews as We Play. Let's not do that. My name is Rico, and you guys are in here with me playing Fallout 4. Now, I don't know how this is going to look because this is my first time broadcasting and first time broadcasting for you guys. Let's go invisible. So it could be... Alright, good. I got my good rifle. And we're going to talk about Fallout 4 and why it's one of my many favorite games. I probably need to also... Ooh, nice. New mod available. Or uh-oh. Man, what a day. Oh, shit. He's got multiples. Not exactly the greatest marksman, tell you that. But I try. So, I've been playing Fallout 4 since the release. Always been a very satisfied customer. Cannot wait. Rumor has it that they're going to be opening up some new content over the next month so that we'll have another season of Fallout 4. I'm not sure if this is going to be free or if this is going to be something that's going to be like an add-on service telephone that they're going to kind of sort of slam us with, but I doubt that. They're pretty good. Ooh, nice. They're pretty good at giving us the games and then keeping them updated. They've been doing that with Skyrim as of late too, so not that I'm a huge Skyrim player. I know that there are some people that are, and I'm not going to judge. I never do. To each their own. I have my own set of video games, and this just happens to be one of them. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about some of the things that I like and what differentiates this one from some of the other games in the series. For one, I started playing Fallout during the 90s. I want to say it was like the mid to late 90s is when I first encountered a Fallout game. I think it was like when it got released. My buddy Billy brought Fallout 1 over and was like, dude, you gotta try you've gotta try this. And mind you, this was on he had them on CD. So I popped it in, gave it a whirl, was like, man, this is like uber dope. I kind of found out, like this was more of my style of strategy game. It was gory, you know what I'm saying, for the time. Now, I know that there's going to be some people that are going to be like, oh, well, there's so many games these days that are, let's try one. Okay, so it's definitely don't have a WO or a PM or a PNC, so it wouldn't be a pale either. It wouldn't be wins, and it wouldn't be pens. So maybe bear. Let's try that one. Alright, so I have one more try before I'm locked out. Oh, maybe it's Lays. Alright, open the door. There we go. And so, for what it was worth, it was one of the better series, and then as games changed, first-person shooters became more prevalent, and so Fallout 3 was a bit of a mix of what we were not used to, and what I wasn't expecting, of course. And not that I knock anything. Fallout 3 is, a legend. Same thing with Fallout New Vegas, which is written off the same engine as Fallout 3. Not to say that those games aren't legendary in their own right, because they truly, utterly are. They're different than the Fallout and Fallout 2 and Tactics games, which is that's what they were. They were tactical strategy games. So if you go back and you purchase Fallout 1 and you've played 3 and New Vegas 76 and of course 4, you're in for a bit of a surprise, because it's not what it's not a Fallout game that you're used to playing. And that was, imagine, coming up from, oh shit, those guys, I hate them. They're flyers. Imagine coming up from, damn, somebody's got oh, he's got a Tesla cannon. Damn, he hurts. Oh, it's because he's a legend, and he's knocking the shit out of me. Goodness gracious! And I ain't hitting for nothing. Oh, nice. I should have gotten a Tesla kit. Oh shit, that hurt. Oh, there's one more above me. So, but you when you so imagine, like I said, coming up from playing the strategic versions of the game, and then all of a sudden, one of your like most valued series takes a turn and becomes a first person shooter and a role playing game. Just again, it was the direction that they wanted to take it. It was very successful. I wouldn't have 4 if they wouldn't have, like this, if they wouldn't have moved 3 to. Okay, so there's the swarm bots. If they hadn't moved 3 in the direction that it's in right now, so again, who am I to complain? Let's see if we can use this terminal. Probably have the key. Accessing maglocks. So that's the gist of it, and this character I have actually kind of console hacked. Oh, damn it. I'm gonna have to get some more bullets soon. Alright. Nice. So I'm definitely going to have to do some repairs. So, what makes this game so... Ooh. Yeah. Solid plan. Okay, so gotta speak with Ada again. Alright, so I have to take her to the robot beacon place, or the robot modification center, whatever you want to call it, the workbench, and I have to put that particular device on top of her, so that's cool. There we go. But what makes this one different, and why I like this one more than any of them on the series, is the fact that, let's get out of Ada mode, the fact that I can build, you see what I'm saying, a little bit more onto this, and that's why I kind of use the If you go to any of my settlements, they're pretty much not decked out, but they're pretty well, for the time that I spent on them, they're pretty well built. Not going to say that they're, construction of, beauty or anything like that, but they work. They're functionable for me. I test a lot of stuff because, again, like I beat this game, but I didn't, I've beaten it, I think, 4 different times in 4 different ways. And I've never had the same ending, multiple times. So I was like, well, I'm just gonna use the console hack on it and give myself one of all the resources and each one of my benches. So I spent hours doing that, and it's cheap and cheesy, but it works. I can't complain. If you're experiencing a little bit of lag, that's me. I'm running this off of an older laptop that's more than capable of running it. It's just I'm trying different streaming settings, and I'm going back and taking a look at the stream as per what my video card's outputting, because it's been a little bit of garbage lately, and I think a lot of it has to do with the updates that NVIDIA puts out. Plus, I'm running an older like I said, video card. I've got a 1050, which is more than ample to run this, but it's painful at times. All right, let's go ahead and fast travel. Let's do that. But all in all, it's one of my favorite games. Now, this isn't like one of the characters I've completely and utterly like bombed this game on. It's just one of the characters that I've started with, and I pick this game up when I'm bored and when I feel the need, because there's not too many first-person shooters I can play that they got to have like weird graphics. Like this one's kind of cartoony-ish, so I don't have to. I'm the color blind. The colors don't mess with me as much, and I can mess with some of the colors on things, so it's not too. All right, let's repair everything, because I had the dog shit beat out of me. And then equip. Okay, that one's been... Alright, everything's been repaired. What more can I do? Armor health, radiation, energy, damage from explosives, thermal coating. See, I've got energy resistance on those, and I don't know if that's helping me or not, because that's rank 2, and then these require no rank at all. So that's 250. Red resistance, armor health, strength. Don't need strength. Because the kinetic ones I use because of the fact that they allow me to, increase action points. I really should be using better servos, honestly. I can use these calibrated shocks. I know this sounds crazy, but I do need to have, this is my farming set. It's not really, I mean, I can quest, but I don't really use a lot of unarmed or power attacks. That's the shit part about it, but you don't have much of a choice. Plus they change up like every fucking thing. Alright, and we exit the station since we're done. Go to aid. I need to do some rad away. Stim pack. There we go. And back in we go. But again, it's one of my favorite ones. Now, and I can do later on when I'm really feel like it, I'll do a review on Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. Those games I wasn't too impressed on, and I think a lot of it was there was a really bad bug when Fallout 3 was first released, and some people, a lot of folks played Fallout 3 on console. On your, I think it was PlayStation 3 or your Xbox 360. Most people played them on one or the other, so it was different for different folks. I had a bad experience because like I had one of the video cards that was like well above being able to play it, but it was so buggy, and it was a Radeon. I had a HD 70 or 7700 HD. It was like 7770, so it wasn't the top end of the time, but it damn sure wasn't the low end. You know what I'm saying? And Radeon at the time had some driver issues because they had just been purchased by AMD, and when that happened, that really kind of sort of shucked corn in everybody's way. So everybody was like slipping on the kernels as far as like having crashes, frame rate problems and stuff like that. And I mean, Fallout 3 had just come out, and I purchased it on Steam, right? And I was super stoked about getting on, and then I got through the first level, and every single time that the vault door would open up, the game would crash. Like legit. Oh man, it was so frustrating. And when you have put forth 40-50 bucks for a game, and back then, like, I don't think Steam was offering refunds, because I believe I would have probably taken it at that time. So I ended up just trucking through it until AMD and Obsidian, or Bethesda, sorry, Bethesda got together and totally fixed the driver issues on the higher end and the mid to high video cards. And again, that was just something that, let's see what that is, something that occurred with a lot of us players. So I didn't really get to start Fallout 3 until almost 8 months after it was released. And, I wasn't going to buy a brand new video card because I just bought two of those things, actually, because I was running them in Crossfire. And I did everything. Like, for those of you that are gonna be like, well, you should have unplugged it if it was Crossfire. I did. Like, I literally unplugged one of the cards. Removed the bridge. I removed the card completely. I tried an older card. It was a nightmare. And eventually, they fixed it. And again, it had to deal with AMD's purchase of Radeon. The Radeon had, and even to this day, and I'll say this, like, I love AMD, I really do. Like, all of my desktops that I've ever built or purchased have been AMDs. When it comes to mobility, though, that's where I find AMD to be lackluster, and so I've always went with Intel when I've bought the a gaming laptop. I've always bought an Intel because for me, AMD has always been the best for desktops, period, point blank, hands down. Like, you can't beat, any of the Ryzen processors. They're severely, under appreciated as far as like the mainstream, and they're becoming more and more mainstream, of course, because most people have been jumping on the AMD bandwagon over the past 20 years. But back then, when AMD was still kind of behind on the times with Intel, it was just really strange that they had bought Radeon. But it was really good. It was a good purchase. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense now that you take a look at all of the integrated graphics on a lot of the Ryzen processors, whether it's like RDNA 2, 3, 4, or it's running the Radeon graphics, integrated graphics. It tends to be a little better than the Intel integrated HD series. So now, getting back into out of the stats, because again, I'm a retired IT guy. I'm I'm in my mid 40s. I worked IT for 24 years, so getting back into the game itself, it was so deflating. And so I went through and I played Fallout 3 once, all the way through, one time, and then because I had to hear about it from my friends about like how good it was. And like people just you get those friends that'll pretty much like myth the storyline for you. So I had that going on too, which there were so many different storylines at the time. So it kind of harbors your choices to a little bit. It does, like when you hear somebody, oh well, I chose to support the Enclave, or I suppose chose to support this group or this faction. You're like, well, I heard what happened there. I'm gonna try something different, and that's what you wind up doing. You end up trying something different. I actually should clear out that highway. I've cleared out a lot of this game. The only thing in most of these areas is pretty much like RNG. Things that I can randomly pull out of my hat. You get what I'm saying, kids? So it's just it's sad, but so when New Vegas came out, I played it a little bit. I was not really satisfied with it, and I'll tell you why. Because this was again, and it's classic, and again, I've played through it finally, all the way through it too, but it took me a while, because again, I was let down by the series. What I felt that New Vegas gave you new options, but I felt like, okay, so from a standpoint of seeing where the engine could go versus what they did with the engine, okay, that was the epitome of like where I was really, really, really turned off about New Vegas. Because okay, you could there was just some things that just didn't make any sense. Let me see if I can get him. Shit, he's got him. What I felt was wrong with New Vegas was like it was over complex with the bullet crafting system. I think that like the game really wanted you to focus around that more so than like modifying power armor, or like delivering something that that I think 4 was better at doing. And so it just it had good gameplay, it had lengthy gameplay, and it again, it felt like Fallout 3. It didn't feel like shit. I'm going to, I think this one's shut off, if that's okay. I'll just blow it up. I think that's the one I was saving. But I don't trust them. See what I'm saying? I just don't trust Fusion, or I don't trust the bots. I just felt like it was just unsavory, And the other thing too is like the graphics were good, but they were bland. Like Fallout 4 has the same color palette, I want to say, but it's shinier. I felt like all of the other Fallouts they were not as they were kind of done on a matte scale, if you will. Like, I don't know, the models felt cheapened. I might have cleared these guys out. No, I did not. Down we go. We're invisible. Yeah, I knocked quite a few of the hell out of these guys. There we go. Booyah. Just stand still. If you're invisible and you stand still, they can't see you. The other thing too is that light right there. They can see that, by the way. So you want to make sure that you turn that off. Even if you're invisible, see how it's moving to caution? That means that there's somebody around me that knows that I'm here or they've heard. But they're out of my VATS range, so, which is pretty lengthy because I have VATS turned all the way up. I yacked him while he was sleeping. What I'm doing is I am slowly but surely also putting gear on my other guys too. The reason why you want to do that is simply because of the fact that if you gear up your guys, you get attacked, they defend, and you still get extra shit. You see how well that worked? Just take what you want, really. I need to actually probably drop some stuff off. Let me look how bad my inventory's got me. Oh, it's not bad. And I got 460 legs now instead of 360 legs, so I can get a little bit more in there. I went up by about 100 points. All right. I went over to investigate like a dummy. Oh no. Okay, good. Hardened sniper. See, these combat armors and stuff like that, they're worth grabbing because of the fact that that's got aluminum in it, so you want that. They're some of the best upgraded. I'm not gonna say it's the best, but it's some of the best upgraded stuff in the game. Oop, I fell. Went through the rebar. But typically, I'll clear out the bridges and stuff like that because you're still going to get randoms, and that's what happens is you'll have random monsters, random attacks show up, but you won't. You won't get caught up in the middle of like a huge battle if you start clearing things out. And that's what I've noticed how this game was up there. How this game is, kind of the map. Because it says there's something up there, but I'm not seeing nothing up there. Maybe it's just in this direction. If you pay attention to, what you're doing as far as like your quest and stuff like that, you tend to have a better time. And that's where I messed up. I wasn't paying attention. But if you clear out the bigger zones when you travel through them, when you're not fast traveling, when you travel through them, you're less apt to find resistance. Oh shit. Running out of ammo. That's death right there. Oh no, he got lucky. Alright. But yeah, if you tend to go through and clear some of these areas where you've never cleared before, your resistance is a lot less than what you would normally encounter. And so, and it's honestly, I don't need to farm anything. I have everything in this game. I'm just, like I said, I'm just doing this for shits and giggles. but you've gotta be wanting to, you know. Good. So this is good. I think somebody's doing some drugs over here. You doing some drugs, Cheech? All right. Yeah, I forgot the cemetery was pretty big. But yeah, if you clear them, you have less resistance as you're traveling. The other thing too is like you want to also try to clear out where all of your gulper and big monsters are, so you don't accidentally run into them. I usually try that at the beginning of anytime I restart this game, which I've restarted this game multiple times. Oh shit. Enclave troopers. I have angered the Enclave. A rotten landfill and the boathouse. Yeah. They start sending things at you pretty quickly. But, you know, all in all, you know, if you could ever find this game on sale, or even at full price, the game is totally worth it. I bought it expansion by expansion. So, like, I bought it from the beginning, and then bought the season passes and got the expansion as they came out, and then bought an expansion when I didn't buy a season pass, and so on and so forth. And I've been, you know, like very happy with, you know, even paying full price for this game was totally worth it. I've spent hundreds upon hundreds, almost 1,000 hours worth of gameplay on this game alone. So I've done a lot in this game, and I love it. You know, I don't gripe about it. There's no point in griping. You know, there were some changes in the beginning that broke a couple of my characters, and it was expected. You know, it was the first year. Kind of always almost expected. Damn, where am I getting all this XP from? Am I just discovering things? Apparently. I'm discovering stuff as I'm going over it, but it's not giving me the location. As you can see, I legit cleared a lot of the gunners out of this corridor. They get annoying, you know. You walk by and they take pot shots at you. You know, like the entire time you're playing, it's like, dude, you know, it's stupid. And again, I like the fact that like most of, other than, you know, the viable respawn points. He's done. And he's done. Yeah. Other than like the respawn points, once you clear it, it's pretty much, you know, like it's pretty much done. Like, because what I mean by that, it's like there's some parts in this game where, like the raiders and the gunners and the super mutants will consistently respawn, and then there's some big fights that you do in this game which, you know, you'll have light respawns from that. All right, well, I've cleared the bridge completely. It's a land. Oh, it's hell on your legs, by the way. Anytime you land like that, you gotta think, oh shit. Got him. He's done. Alright, cool. Anytime you, like I said, you gotta just look out. Because there's going to be some check spots. Because they got to keep the game fresh. You know what I'm saying? So they've got to have some obvious places where, you know, you're going to have some big fights. And so, you know, if you haven't taken it, you know, it's basically not yours to take. Damn, he took out one by. Or damn, that one. Those two took out that guy by himself. Cage armor is really good too. It's good starter armor. Now, my only gripe too is so you cannot upgrade a lot of things in this game. A lot of armors. So, and that's where I think my biggest gripe and complaint is in the crafting system. It's good. It's really good, but I think that it could have been a whole lot better if you could mod and or build some armors. You know, like if you come across it, you should be able to build it, you know? And there's a lot in there. Oh shit. Take it. You know, if you have come across it, like cage armor and stuff like that, if you come across it, you should be able to build it. Because again, that's what you're doing with your settlers is like you're going through and you're basically clearing out all these buildings. And if you're the mistake that a lot of people make is like they don't know what to do with all the extra armor. Well, your settlers need it. The same thing with like all the extra guns and ammunition and stuff like that. Whatever you can forge up, you can throw um, in their inventory, and you can equip them with it. You see what I'm saying? And that's the point, because then you're not bothered by them as much. Or if you miss an appointment, you know what I mean by an appointment is if you miss one of the one of your settlements being raided, they can defend it. It's the same thing like with power armor. Like if you come across like an errant piece of power armor just laying out in the wild, drag it back. Your guys will jump into the power armor and fight. As long as there's a fusion core in it. And even if there isn't a fusion core in it, they will slowly make their way down, to the battle on the power armor. So, you've got to make sure that they've got ammo. You've got to make sure that they've got guns, And what I typically do is I will armor them up and then I'll give them a melee weapon and then I'll give them, ammunition and stuff like that for their rifles or a shotgun or whatever they're typically carrying. And then as I'm pulling through, I'll slowly go into my box and, give them what I'm not using, in my box because it helps out the settlements. And again, I think that that's where a lot of people make mistakes. They start throwing away valuable equipment, what they think, well, it's not an upgrade to me. No, it's not an upgrade to you, but you have like 200 other settlers that it could be an upgrade for. So there's the fisherman. Typically around NPCs, okay. And my cat, who is attention starved right now, is legitimately just like all over me like white on rice. But I play this game a few times a year. I'll go through it, and this is like one of my yearly playthroughs where I actually started this I think last September. I started doing this and I've played through it here and there and built on and went out and done some of the missions, and I did this from start. There's tons of mods too, tons of mod support. So if you're into modding games or you like playing with mods, it's a game that like really honestly accepts them. Here we go. Oh, I made him power back up on that one. Oh shit, the Suiciders. Some of these guys are weak. Like these guys are like super weak. Teach you a trick with these Suiciders. Here's the trick. Shoot them in the hand that they have. I have to find a I might have to go to Diamond City. There he goes. And he's done. Blam. All right. We'll just go from here. I'm going to find him real quick. He's more important than any of them. I don't know where I laid him. There he is. Oh, I picked that up the other day. That's such junk. Yeah. But there's things that you like and things that you don't like, and there are some things about this game that I think that they could have improved and should have improved. And I'm looking forward to the next update that they're doing for this. And again, I hope that it's a free edition. Like they're not going to charge us, like $15-$20 to play a game that is, to buy content for a game that's, pretty damn old. Oh dear, there's a whole lot of those turrets over there. And I know that there's a thing there too. Let's see what I'm at. Okay, I'm in the Starlight Drive. Let me save. Those are mine. That's mine. I was wondering why. There's a whole lot of turrets over there. That's actually one of my areas. Awesome sauce. Well, I'm going to jump off here. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Love, peace, and chicken grease. I'm out.